tough mentality of it. You don't get into wrestling to quit. You get into wrestling to live the dream. You get into wrestling, the ass kickers kick ass, and they have to get their ass kicked too. So, I mean, Santino's just gives it to you straight, I feel. And they want the best out of you, and they expect nothing less.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. And especially when you look at there's so many list of names that came out from Santino's are doing big things, guys like, like you said, Eli Everfly came from there. Even guys like Jake Atlas came from there. A lot of Gino Rivera came from there. A lot of big names. So,
by the way, Gino is one day I need to face him in the ring, but I think he's probably the most exemplary talent on the independent scene that I've ever seen.
Yeah.
On both sides of the camera. Just what he does is what we should all strive to do.
Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I know Rich and I definitely agree with that. But like I said, with the list of names, too, guys, even like Slice Boogie came from there. Is there a list in that alumni list that you would like to have a match with?
Yeah, there's a list. And honestly, as I look into it, I've already checked off a few of those names, but I still don't feel fulfilled. Haas Hogg, and I faced him twice this year. Slice Boogie, I was in a singles and a tag match against him as well. Ray Rosas, I believe I faced him in a tag, a trios, and a singles. So that was something I did not see coming. I just capped the year off facing Matt Vandegrift. And also DKC. It was always my first ever training match was against DKC. And he went off to do things, as you know, in New Japan. And so I never thought I'd get the chance to work with him, really, at least this early on. And I've already had a few matches with him as well, like in tag situations. So, yes, they're all on the list. I will put Alonzo Alvarez on that list because he's such a mat-based wrestler. And I really like the way he moves in the ring. Very calculated. So he's on my list for sure.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, those are matches I would like to see. And what was it like for your debut match? What was it like coming out for the first time? What was that feeling like?
It was intense. A lifelong dream happening. It was unexpected because, the crowd's supposed to perceive you in one way or another. And I didn't even know how I perceived myself when I stepped out. I was so energetic and aggressive. I realized, hey, these people don't know who I am. Maybe I want to endear myself to them. So I went from being really angry to all of a sudden I started smiling and waving my hand. It was like a total 180, like a personality switch. And I came out with a jacket. And I had it slipped over these MMA gloves that I wore for one match until Eli told me never do that again. And there's photos out there, but
was it the blue ones with the scale?
There's blue ones, but I had red. I still have red, white, yellow. I thought I was gonna use them all at one point, but so I put the cuffs of a jacket over them just enough that I could pull the jacket off in my entrance. However, I thought, they're filming it. Maybe I need to pull it down a 1/4 inch. I don't know why. So I did that. Now the jacket's locked into place. So when I try to take it off, it's not coming off. So my debut match, my entrance, I'm fighting with my jacket. Like Randy Orton in the table. It's now become my rival. And the jacket won't come off. And once I finally got it off, I had a shirt, everything. It was a crazy scenario. I didn't know really what was going on until it happened, and I just went with the flow. So many of those moves I had never necessarily done in training, which they say you don't want to do that, but I just really trusted the situation, and a bump is a bump, and it was very fluid, at least the bumps, but there was a lot. When we watch back, the match was about 15 minutes. It was my first match, but a lot of that was just my opponent jaw-jacking in the beginning, and it was a good match. It was honestly still one of my better matches. And I'm appreciative to this day. It's the only match I've had with Vano, the Nuclear Warrior. It's the only match we've had. So.
And did you have any coaches or anyone from Santino's that watched the match and gave you notes?
Surprisingly, I do think Eli might have seen it because he told me, don't wear. He was probably editing the footage. He said, don't wear those gloves ever again. So, he gave me some pointers, I'm sure. He's given me some pointers at various times too. So it's like whenever he says something, I try to perk my ear because he's got a point most of the
Mm-hmm.
time. Or why waste his effort, you know?
Mm-hmm. Wants to become a professional wrestler, what advice could you give to someone that wants to pursue in this business?
I feel like I'm so green. Giving them any sort of advice at this point would be almost irresponsible, other than just do it. What are you
Yeah.
waiting for? Why are you letting your life pass you by? Sure, you get that job. Sure, you make that money. Sure, you impress your parents or your girlfriend or whatever. But say the girlfriend breaks up with you, whatever. Say parents, they're going to support you anyways. In the end, are you going to be happy with your life when it's said and done? Because it's linear. It ends, and it can end at any given moment. And the worst thing you could do is live with regret. And I lived with regret my entire freaking life until I wrestled. And then
Mm-hmm.
I went back to regret. And then I wrestled again. And I haven't lived with regret since. So if you want to wrestle, there's only one way to find out. Is just show up and put in the work.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm gonna applaud to that because that's awesome, man. Great advice, man. And